living in abundance does not necessarily mean you have a lot of things. Living in abundance is about the absence of lack. You're no more living in lack because you're living in your wholeness, your completeness, your fullness. And living in abundance is really about living from overflow. Your life becomes an overflow of the source that you are. And this can look like many different things. Some examples could be the overflow of service, let's say. Service can touch many different aspects. So this service can be so ordinary that one overlooks it. The service that you offer as a mother or a father, the service that you offer as your role or your job as an accountant, a teacher, a carpenter, a trainer, a librarian, a CEO, a leader. So you see that it doesn't need to be some extraordinary role that you seek to be in order to serve. It can show up so ordinary. Look at my life. I serve in many different ways, but let's use the example of volunteering at my kids' school. I've got 3 kids, and I'm volunteering in their school each month. Hello.
Hi.
And I'm able to volunteer so often, so frequently. I'm able to volunteer so often and so frequently because I'm living in abundance. That overflow of service comes from the abundance of space and time that I have in my life. My life is so spacious, so open, that I have the opportunity to go to my kids' school whenever I want. Show up, help them in their classroom when they need a parent volunteer, join them on their field trips, watch them perform in their concerts. Whatever it is, I can be present. I can show up for them because I'm living in that abundance, that wholeness, that completeness, that fullness. That service in the form of volunteering in their school is an expression of the essence that I am. Another example, sharing wisdom in these YouTube videos is an overflow. This wisdom that I share is simply an expression of my true nature. This well of wisdom is infinite. It never feels like I'm lacking anything to share. I don't sit down and think, what am I going to share today? It simply pours from that well of wisdom within. And sharing it is a natural expression of what I am. It comes from an abundance of life experience. What I share is what I am, what I live. So it's authentic, it's true. It's not borrowed knowledge, it's not something that I've studied or learned. It's not something that's been passed down, regurgitated. It's coming from within me. It's authentic. It's simply an expression of what I am. Another example. This aliveness, this excitement, this passion is so abundant. It's overflowing. It may feel to you like it stirs your soul, that it moves you, it energizes you. It's oozing out of my pores. It's contagious. As I'm sharing the passion, that aliveness, that excitement for life, it's infectious. It awakens that aliveness within you. That aliveness is experienced as an abundance of energy. That abundance of energy, it wants to move, it wants to express freely. It may feel like this movement to, like I am right now, just going for a walk, a hike in nature, in a local trail. It may look like taking my kids to the park, going camping with them. It might look like going for a run. It takes many different shapes and forms. But the energy is there. It wants to move. It wants to dance. It wants to play. It wants to sing. It wants to paint. It wants to cook. It wants to garden. It wants to simply express fully. And there's nothing that's suppressing it. There's nothing that's in resistance to it. It's being actualized. Another example. Provision, to provide for my family, to provide for others, not just materialistically, energetically, many different forms. Care, nurturing, protection, support, guidance. It's coming from that abundant overflow. There's an absence of lack. Another example. Connection, relationships. Could be simply meeting with someone, a conversation, coffee date, catching up. That shared togetherness comes from that overflow. The overflow wants to pour into them. That overflow is a celebration. It's like fireworks. The coffee meeting, date, gathering, whatever it is, that connection is a celebration. To invite family over, to celebrate someone's birthday, a holiday, it's a celebration of life. So there's no lack. There's no other reason to gather other than to simply celebrate. Hello.
Hi.
To simply celebrate this moment. To celebrate life. Another example, abundance, the overflow of creativity takes on many shapes or forms. Poetry, business, painting, gardening, building something with my hands. It's, again, another example of that overflow. The overflow of creativity. It's spontaneous. It's that abundance of love, the infinite love that wants to express itself uniquely in infinite forms. A poem, a song, a dance, a business, a video, a book, a painting, whatever it is. When I feel it, it just simply expresses itself freely, without any restriction. It's playful. It's light. It's raw, unfiltered, authentic. It's simply me just expressing myself. It's connected to beauty. It's an expression of beauty. It's connected to playfulness. There's play, there's joy, there's freedom, harmony, There's never any sense of lack. There's never any sense of, oh, there's a creative idea, I have to do it, or I'm going to forget it, or it won't come again. When you're connected to the source of what you are, it's infinite. It's much like that well of wisdom. You know it's not going to dry out. When that inspiration arises, it wants to move. That aligned action is when it takes form. It's structured. It takes shape. There's no pressure. There's no fear of missing out. It's unique. There's no comparison. Another example, the abundance of value. When you're in touch with the sacredness of what you are, you know your self-worth. There's nothing more valuable than you. So that value is expressed in such an abundance. It's reflected back to you in such abundance. That you get to experience the overflow of the source that you are, experienced as your life. There's a richness that you experience that goes beyond wealth, that goes beyond money. This richness is an intensity that is experienced. Like when you taste, let's say like dark chocolate, you say, ooh, that's rich. It's intense. The intensity of everything. The richness in the beauty of a sunset. The richness in the giggles of a baby laughing. The richness in every step that you take, the richness in every breath you take. It's just this richness in the life that you live. And that worth, that value is reflected back to you as your own divinity, experienced as the sacredness of life. A sacredness that you quite literally bow down to. That you honor, that you respect. There's such reverence. So much appreciation that you cherish. Every part of life. For you experience it in its wholeness, its glory. So this abundance that I share with you is the fullness of life, the fullness of you. You in your wholeness, you in your completeness. Life is to be lived fully. And that's ultimately what this is. It's an invitation to return to your wholeness. To integrate all parts of yourself so you can experience your completeness embodied. It's not just a realization. It's lived. And your life transforms. And it will reflect back that abundance that you are. It will be the expression of that overflow, of the source that you are. So if this message is resonating with you, if you feel moved by this message, if you feel that it has stirred your soul, then it's awakening that aliveness that's so abundant, that's infinite. It's inviting you to return to the fullness of your heart, where there's an absence of lack. And ultimately, this is not just an invitation, but an initiation to live fully. So join me in truth.